What's going on, guys? Welcome to the We Talk Things podcast, the very first of its kind, with me, Danny,
I'm Liam.
and we're going to be talking about things gaming, film, and entertainment today for our first ever
Lots of
podcast.
them.
Yeah. So I think we're going
Yes.
to start off by talking about Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Now, I know a lot of people are like
Yeah.
COD fanboys and stuff like that, but honestly, I'm a big fan of the Black Ops 3. I'm a big fan of the Black Ops series in general. So to see this new trailer, it was like pretty awesome from the looks of it.
Yeah, and I guess that's kind of where I come from, the other end of things, because like Call of Duty for me, I've not really played since the first Black Ops came out, and that's all things got. So just seeing the poster itself with all the it's still in the futuristic sort of look in it, and that for me, I just don't know.
Yeah,
Like sci-fi and everything. It's just, I guess that's the only way they can take it after they've been in the past for so long. But the only way they can go, I guess, is the future. But I don't know. For me, they don't really do know for me. That's why I like more realistic games. Like I'm a Battlefield boy myself.
yeah. Well, you can only go
And
so far into the past because it'd be really stupid to have a Call of Duty game which was like Genghis Khan versus whoever. It wouldn't make
yeah,
sense.
well, no, exactly. Yeah, like they can only do realistic events, I guess. Well, from the past, whereas the future you can take it anywhere, and nobody can say they're wrong. So I understand why they're doing it. Just my opinion. If it was me as a company as well, that's where I'd take it. Like studying games and stuff like myself, that is exactly where they should go. It's just for me, don't, games in the future like that don't do much for me anyway. Like although the Star Wars Battlefront, that is that's
Yeah,
one that I even though that's Star Wars completely different. I guess it's always been actually Star Wars is technically set in the past, I believe, but it's technically set in the past, but in space. It's a weird one. Star Wars is
yeah. I don't
because
know.
all the things say long ago, don't they? And I don't know. But anyway,
Oh
back to
yeah,
Battlefield. Back to Battlefield. Not
you
not
mean Call?
Battlefield. Black Ops.
Yeah.
Call of Duty.
Um.
Yeah, because I'm thinking Battlefield now.
So right from the get go, everyone were picking up on the trailer that you were able to wall run and do underwater combat for the first time ever. Like before, you'd have like a small interactive scene underwater in the campaign, but now they're going to actually make it so you can go underwater and shoot your guns at other players in a full multiplayer experience, as well as taking some aspects from, I don't know if you've seen it, but from Titanfall, where you can do
Yeah, oh yeah,
wall
Titanfall.
running.
Yeah, Titanfall's one of those. It's a weird one. Titanfall's one of those I found quite interesting as well. But that's good because it was the one of the, in my opinion, one of the first games like that to do something like that. So I found that. But yeah, no, that underwater thing does sound quite cool. Though. See, I've not seen the trailer, so I wouldn't
Yeah,
know. It sounds like a complete new level of try hard for people just
yeah.
sitting out underwater.
Well, I think adding the aspect of being able to do combat underwater would actually make it so you've got more diversity and more space to work and bring a new experience to people.
Oh yeah,
Um,
yeah. It'll be hard for people to just camp in one. Well, I get to say it'll be hard for people to camp in one place. Obviously, they always can, but it means that people can always run anywhere now and take it anywhere. Which is
yeah,
I don't know. It sounds cool to me actually.
and
Sounds like I don't know. I might.
like looking at the trailer, it looks like I've watched Ali's breakdown of the video, and he's played the multiplayer already because he went to an event about it, and
Mm,
apparently when you're playing multiplayer and aspects of the campaign, you're going to be like part robot. So you're going to have be able to have some certain special abilities depending on what sort of ability you choose. There's one specific one where you can turn your arm into a full-on machine gun, and that makes you appear in a certain way in multiplayer. And I'm not sure what to think of that because um, I
Yeah,
think one of the biggest things that people really don't want to see in the new Call of Duty is exosuits because Advanced Warfare did it, and not many people enjoyed that experience.
yeah. See, to me, like with what you were saying before, like the water thing, that all sounds cool as shit. Like that'd get me wanting to actually give it a go. And then it comes to stuff like you say, turning like your arm into a machine gun. And to me, it kind of doesn't seem like that's quite Call of Duty. I know that sounds like a weird thing to say, and to put it into like a weird context to say that, oh, you can't kind of judge a game by its previous games, but in this case you can. It's Call of Duty. They usually they stick to a very base formula. So I mean, it's cool to see that they're kind of venturing off that so cliche standard formula, but it's, to me, it's not Call of Duty. I think you'll still get a lot of the fanboys that will change their opinion. Will not like it because it's not like Call of Duty that they're expecting. But
Yeah,
I mean, now that's just my opinion. It's just my
and
opinion. It could be wrong. It could be right. But
right at the end of the latest teaser trailer, you saw um, the view, like the first person view from someone, and there was like boards in front of them, and one of them gets ripped out, and there's a zombie with a hat on, and it falls off and it screams in your face, which obviously begs that zombies is going to be in the new Black Ops 3, and because it's Treyarch, people are going to enjoy it because that's the
yeah,
OG zombies, and
yeah,
I'm personally looking forward to it because it seems like they're going to do more of a story base to it instead of just a small Easter egg every game. It's going to like
well,
continue
yeah.
on in a story.
See, like I said, for me, Call of Duty is one of those games that I get because my friends get. So for me, that's quite appealing because um, zombies is always something that's always fun playing with your friends, I guess. So I don't know. It'll be one of those games. I kind of slate it a little bit because something that generally as a franchise, I don't find it that great. But that's because that's just me. But still, it'll be something that I slate, and then eventually a load of my friends will be like, "Hey, Liam, you on Call of Duty?" And I'm like, "No, but I've got a bit of money. I'll probably get it because why not?" I that's generally how I get a lot of games that I'm not that big of a fan of. Like I play a lot of games that to begin with I wasn't a fan of. Now I do quite enjoy, but that's generally because of playing on with friends. So
Yeah.
yeah, Call of
Going
Duty's
from,
always been good at that though.
right, yeah. Moving on from the soon to be released to the already released Mortal Kombat X. I don't know if you've seen any gameplay from that, but
Oh
it looks
yeah,
amazing.
I've currently been watching the Rooster Teeth fatalities, and some of the, oh my god, yeah, it just looks, it's classic Mortal Kombat. It looks brutal,
Yeah,
absolutely brutal. So to me, that, yeah, Mortal Kombat for me has always been a winner. I want them to hurry up and release a new film because I'm actually probably one of the only people that liked the Mortal Kombat live action films, but they did some great YouTube films as well. So for me, if they can do a film that's anything like as gruesome as Mortal Kombat X, yeah, that'll be my day. But yeah, Mortal Kombat X just looks insane.
if I'm right in
That will
thinking,
be probably one of my next purchases.
you've like gone dead, but I'll carry on. If I'm right in thinking, the last feature length Mortal Kombat X film, like featured film, was a very long time ago.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah.
It was like
So
they've had like YouTubers and such and small short films, but never the big full length. So
yeah, it'd be kind of
yeah,
interesting to see what sort of things they could pull off now they've got access to CGI in films. Because I
yeah.
believe that it was all live action.
Yeah. It was a lot of it. I mean, there was slight CGI and stuff, but it was like base. I think. I mean, I'll just Google it now, but I'm pretty sure it was around the early '90s, the first Mortal Kombat film.
Yeah, so
But
they
I
only
believe,
had really basic animations.
yeah, and there was 1995, the first film, and the second film will have been probably the year after, since they were both filmed periodically, one straight after another.
All right.
So, uh, yeah. But personally, my personal opinion, great films. But and there's been loads of really, really successful like releases, and apparently there's been a 2014 film, and I don't know if that's correct.
Really?
Oh, it's the video game movie. Yeah, um, a video game movie. Yeah, but it's like they've not had no big AAA release, which I believe they could be ready for now. But not many people like them. But then the live action films that they do for YouTube and stuff get incredible reviews. So
Yeah.
why they don't make it into one feature length, I don't know. But
Well, I'm
it's not exactly like
definitely
it's
going to
too
be
far fetched of a story.
picking up Mortal Kombat X as soon as possible.
Definitely, definitely.
Especially since watching all
Uh,
like people playing it and stuff, and how the story is like convoluted now. How I think it was Johnny Cage and Sonya have had a kid, and it's called Cassie. She's called Cassie, I think.
yeah,
I'm right in thinking that.
something like that.
But I heard someone comment that Lizard is now an actual lizard. I'm not really savvy with the older games, so I don't know what they used to be like. But they said Lizard's now an actual lizard, and Ermac has turned from a ninja into some sort of like undead weird
Sick.
guy.
It all
So
sounds sick, and then it's cool that they've kept the feud going between Scorpion and Sub Zero, which needs to be there because I mean that's
yeah, and now
everybody's favorite feud.
from watching, I think it's KSI's. I think it's I'm trying to think of who it is that is the main evil guy in the new Mortal Kombat game.
I'm not sure.
It's not Ermac. It's I can't think of his name, but yeah, it's one that I've never heard of. But there's from what I saw, there seems to be some sort of feud between Melina and Kotal Khan,
All right.
and I think it was Jax was in a cart, like one of those carry carts that you see in like Game of Thrones, where the royalty is getting
Yeah.
pulled along and stuff. Um, they were in a one of them together, Kotal Khan and
Oh,
Jax,
right.
and like Jax was trying to like make a deal with Kotal Khan to give up where Melina was, and then they were ambushed by a shitload of those. Uh, I'm not sure what they're called, but they've like got the giant mouths and they can pull spikes through the wrists and shit, or
Yeah, I know
back
what
of the
you mean.
wrist. And it turns out Jax was actually like made a deal with Melina to kill him, and it's like what?
Yeah,
And then there's
some
like some sort of
consequence.
water god as well. He was the son of I want to say Aegis, but it's not Aegis. But yeah, I think that's all my knowledge of Mortal Kombat X just been spewed out there.
Yeah, it's one of those games I definitely need to get soon.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So in other news, though, Silent Hills, the game that had their playable teaser released on the PlayStation Market, um, like people loved the playable teaser, and then when it got to the end and it showed you that it was Norman Reedus as the main guy in Silent Hills, everyone was like going mental about it and wanting it so bad. And then recently, someone noticed that Kojima, one of the main producers of the Silent Hills franchise, has been completely taken off Konami Records altogether. Like
All right.
facilities that was named after Kojima have been renamed to Konami, and people are thinking that Kojima and Konami have had a massive falling out over something. They've just cancelled any plans to do Silent Hills. I don't
Well,
know what's gone off.
I've seen about this one. and I don't know if it's a reliable source, but there's been sources on the internet say that the statement saying Silent Hill franchise will continue, but not with that game.
Yeah.
That game's being because I played the teaser and it was scary as shit.
Yeah, I watched
And
plenty of videos on it.
yeah, it looked it really. I mean, I love the Silent Hill franchise from through the all of the games, the films. I mean, I'm a really big fan. So for me, it was a little bit of a kick in the balls, but because it's one of
Yeah.
those games I was really looking forward to play. But
I've never played a Silent Hills game, but I've seen the film,
really,
like one of the latest films. Yeah.
I recommend it. I believe they're actually available on. I could be wrong, but I think they are available on Steam. I'm not sure. Then they shouldn't be too much now either, so it'd always be worth a purchase if they are. That's again, I mean, I'm not 100% with that one,
Yeah.
but
I don't really handle horror games very well though, so if I was
all
to
right,
play it,
fair.
I would definitely record myself playing it because I
Yeah,
feel
no,
like
that's
my
absolutely
reactions,
cool.
yeah, my reactions would be like priceless.
See,
Because
like
that'd be,
I was brought up like my family played the Silent Hills since. I mean, I could be wrong, but I actually think the first release was probably a PS1 release, or it might have been PS2 or something. Really early release games. And I believe it might have been PS1 because that's the same release as Resident Evil. If I mean, I could be mistaken with that. So my childhood was a lot of watching my dad and my brothers play it as well, and it used to absolutely terrify. Um, it was just such a good film.
I'm gonna search that
Yeah, I
up.
believe. Yeah, first release was 1999, so it would have been a PlayStation release. Yeah.
I thought it was older than
Uh,
that.
no, it's 1999, unless it was released earlier in Japan, but I don't believe it was. And then there's been multiple games after, and then film adaptations, obviously, and all
Yeah.
of them have been really. I mean, I can't really pick a silent. I can't really say there's. I've found a fault in the Silent Hill game. They've always been done exactly what they need to do. They've had really massive storylines and really cool things, and they've also had some really cool like little Easter eggs and stuff in it. Like there's one of the Silent Hill games has an alternate ending where I believe it's Silent Hill. I could be wrong. It's been a while since I played any, but one of the Silent Hill games has this alternate ending. And sorry for any spoilers, but it's been a long time now since Silent Hill was last released. Where you find this room and you find out that it's actually a dog in a chair that's been running the entirety of the town, and it's just like this weird dog, yeah. And it's like
Wow.
not even like a weird creepy ghost dog. It's like full on like a golden Labrador, just sat in the chair like, "What's up, bro? What's up, bro?"
Wow.
You kind
Flashbacks
of
to
just
that.
like, whoa.
I'm getting flashbacks to that painting that guy did of all those dogs sat around a poker table.
Yeah, well, exactly that. Just one dog running the entirety. I could be wrong, but I'm pretty sure that is a Silent Hill Easter egg. I might be
I
mistaken.
mean, it was only brought to my attention recently that in the Indiana Jones film, I think it was Raiders of the Lost Ark.
Mm-hmm.
I think it's the no, it was the Temple of Doom. I think the one where the opening sequence is that he's got to get that golden idol, and then he has a bag of sand and he swaps them.
Yeah.
Apparently, there's a pillar in the background, like a gold or brass pillar, and apparently there's like an etching of R2D2 on it.
Really?
I'm like, how do you notice that?
But then again, to my earlier claim, that would prove that Star Wars would have been set in the far past,
Yeah. Hmm.
just on a different planet. But yeah, anyway, we're not talking about Star Wars. Although Battlefront looks incredible, and I was really just to have a little mention on Battlefront for the moment. I was really pissed off because there was these really convincing like photos going around of limited edition releases for the PC, the Xbox One, and the PS4. where if you bought the limited edition version of the game, the PC would get Darth Vader helmet. The Xbox One would get a Boba Fett helmet, or was it the Jango Fett helmet?
I reckon it would have been Boba Fett.
And I think it was Boba, yeah. And then the PS4 would have got a Stormtrooper helmet, and it looked like an incredible release. And then I found out it was a troll, and I was so pissed off. That would have been so much of my money spent on that. Seriously, just to own one of those helmets.
Yeah.
But anyway,
I
back onto Silent Hill, I guess.
I think we've covered that really. I was just going to add on to the end. I was just going to add on to the end of it, your Star Wars rant. I reckon it would be a helmet of Boba Fett, because I think they said that the new Battlefront game was meant to be set after the first original 3.
Yeah, I believe it was Boba. It was the green. Yeah, it was Boba. I think Django was the original bluish one, and then Boba was the green sprayed. I believe. I could be wrong, and Star Wars fans, please don't rip the shit out of me. I do love Star Wars, but I do get confused.
I can remember that time when I got really ill, and I'd been to a car boot like the week before, and I bought all 3 of the original Star Wars on VHS, and I watched all 3 of them. No, the new ones weren't that great. But I watched all 3 of the original 3 in one sitting because I was that ill. I was just like, I'm going to watch all these now. And I fell in love with the first 3.
The new Star Wars I'm looking forward to when that's released. That looks very good.
Yeah.
I'm wondering I'm wondering who the main characters are. I believe that there's been hints that the main character's a female in this one, a female Jedi, but whether it's true or not, I don't know. That'd be a cool twist. Could be Luke's door or something.
I mean, nice. You've only ever seen like 2 actual, 3 if you count the 4-armed woman on what's it? On that really rainy place where Jango Fett is. There's only ever been those 3 Jedis that are female that I know of.
Yeah, there'll have been more, but they're background Jedis. Like, there's the purple girl with the tentacle head. I forgot what it is.
Yeah,
she's one. There's a lot. There'll be a few female background Jedis, but it's very much a male role.
Yeah.
So it'd be nice to see a kind of strong. It's nice to see just to sound like a douche, but it'd be nice to see a strong female lead because you don't see it that often, especially in films like Star Wars and such.
Yeah, I mean, the only other female Jedi I can think of is the one from the Attack of the Clones series that they did on Cartoon Network or whatever, where it was that bold, white, really pale Jedi woman.
Yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah,
but yeah, after watching the new trailer for the Star Wars Battlefront, honestly, I don't know what to think of it because I've only ever played the Battlefront 1 and 2 on the PS2, and they were the only Star Wars games I ever played. And I really enjoyed playing those 2 when I played it. I've got them up there somewhere. I've got 100 PS2 games up there, but
it has been massively long awaited, though. I get that. It really has. It's just there's been so many people asking for this game for so many years, so it's.
Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't done one sooner, to be honest. I think it's only because it's on the brink of a new film coming out that they're deciding.
Exactly, it's the perfect time because the Star Wars hype is back at an all-time high. So, what better than with the release of a game with a film? What's better than to release a game to get people even more hyped for it? So, oh my god! And on the new Star Wars trailer, when it just shows the melted Darth Vader helmet, nostalgia just at an all-time high. It was good.
I want to know how it got melted, though. Do you reckon it would have technically got melted by the Emperor when he was doing his electricity?
You see, I want to say yes, but then it didn't. It didn't get melted. We saw him then take the helmet off and the helmet was okay. So, I don't know. I don't really. We don't know. Maybe it'll explain it. It might just be age and time, and they might Luke or whatever might have had it at, if he kept the helmet, he might have had it at some sort of
Or it
hot
might be
place.
some like really fucked up reference to the third one where Anakin was in the lava and that's when he became Darth
Yeah,
Vader essentially.
yeah. I
Spoiler
believe
alert.
that's quite most likely to what it could be. But then also, I mean, there might be a big Luke might just keep it, and then his ship could get attacked, and then that just happens to get hit in the process. Anything could happen, and I just don't know whether they'll show it or not. I don't know whether it's massively important whether they show it. It's just kind of a symbol of Darth Vader and his death, really. So,
Am I right in
um,
thinking the original Luke Skywalker is going to be in the latest film?
yeah, he's the actual. He's doing. Have you watched the new Star Wars trailer for the new film?
I have not. No, not yet.
No. Oh right. Well, if you do, it's him doing the voiceover for it.
All right.
It's doing saying that he's like he says something along the lines of like something about talking about the Force, and he says, "I have it. My father before me had it, and now you have it." Um,
So it's
and
definitely
then
going to be like focusing on his children.
yeah, well, I don't know whether it's not confirmed that it's his children. I mean, he could just be saying you have. I mean, it sounds to me like a talking between father and son, but it could or daughter, but it could also be talking to like a child figure that he's been a father figure to. But I most likely think it will be one of his children
Yeah.
or his child or whatever, and then giving his lightsaber over.
I
I mean,
watched
the
a
guy that plays
video.
Luke is unfit, I think, to be a a good Jedi. So
Not
he'll
anymore.
just have
No,
to be the
he's gained so much weight and he looks awful.
yeah. Well, yeah. Way to put up the guy's self-esteem, I guess. If I don't not that he's going to watch this, but you know, it's
Yeah.
nice to know that it's still loved.
Well, at least he still looks similar to what he did before,
Oh
but
yeah,
he's
you
just
can tell it's him.
aged.
Yeah. Well, yeah. Also, with films, have you seen the Pixels trailer?
Yeah,
And
I have.
what do you think to that?
I'm not
There's
really sure.
I know I like. I mean, I'm an Adam Sandler fan, so for me, it's a good one.
Yeah.
Although, just to go off of Pixels at the moment, I know we just mentioned it, but there's been this thing. Adam Sandler, I don't know if you know, is currently working on a Netflix film, I believe, called The Ridiculous Six, and it's based in the. It's like a Western piss take with Native Americans and stuff like that, and a load of people walked off set, and apparently, like a load of people are moaning, saying that Adam Sandler's not funny anymore, and it's too satire, and he's got too many like dick and fart jokes or whatever. But for me, that's kind of my humor. It's right down at my street.
Yeah.
But a load of people, like these Native American actors and stuff, walked off set in protest because some of they're talking to producers and they're saying they don't like how he's making, don't like the jokes he's making towards Native Americans and whatnot. And so the producer said, "Well, if you're a bit too sensitive, then leave. You don't have to be here. Like we could just find somebody else." So they
Yeah.
all just buggered off set,
Wow.
just fucked off his new film because they didn't like it. Which for me, I think is kind of like they're saying that it's too satire. Or whatever. I think they're just being a bit mardy, but yeah.
Yeah.
But anyway, so back to Pixels though. That's one that I don't know. What do you think personally?
Well, when I watched the trailer, I liked like the whole concept of it because it's something that hasn't actually been done before. It's a film about essentially meant to be real life, where the video games that everyone knows and loves are used against them in warfare from aliens. Like that's a concept that's never been done before, and it would be interesting to see how it plays out.
Yeah, it looks good personally to me. I think anyway. The whole Pac-Man scene got me in the trailer. Like that's. I like Adam Sandler anyway, like I say, and I like Peter Dinklage. He's in it.
Loved him ever since
So
Elf.
yeah. Oh god, yeah. He was also. Am I right to think? I could be wrong. Was he ever in any of the American Pies? I don't know why I think he was. I know that was another small person, but
I'm not sure.
I
Hold
feel
on.
like yeah. See, Google is an incredible thing. I feel like it was him that used to call him Shitler and everything, but I feel like I could be wrong. That makes me sound like a dick just saying that like little people do the same. But, I mean, no, I don't think he was.
No,
Just
it's
me.
not come up with
No.
anything.
Although Death at a Funeral is a good one. Death at a Funeral is a good one. It's been in and
I
under.
think I've
Oh, it
seen
was
that,
under. Yeah,
but I'm not
that's a
100%
good
sure.
film.
But a lot of people have
Yeah.
like really like not received this new trailer for Pixels well. I think a lot of people don't like the concept of it, and especially
Well,
because a lot of people dislike Adam Sandler.
yeah, I was gonna say I can guarantee most of the comments as I've seen are, "Oh great, it's another shitty Adam Sandler film. It's another Adam Sandler film." And it's kind of like, to be fair, like he's paved the way for a lot of the comedy films of today. Like a lot of the comedy films that people like today, and the comedians, I can guarantee there's a big amount of them that will have been inspired by Adam Sandler. So for him to say it's just another shitty Adam Sandler film
Yeah,
is just them. It's because they're not. He's not doing the same films as he did back in the 90s and whatever and
yeah,
early
like
2000s. So
Waterboy.
people yeah, it's because he's not doing those exact films that people. But then if he did those exact films, people had known that it's just another one of his dick and butt jokes. But that's what people found funny then. That's what people still find funny now. Like, I still watch those films and laugh, even though I've seen them
I mean,
hundreds and hundreds of times.
comedy is a very niche market because there's so many different types of comedy,
Mm.
and I think a lot of people that used to find Adam Sandler funny have grown out of that sort of comedy now. So now all they do is complain about how he's either not changed or is different.
Yeah, but I mean, the point is, like, he's when he was doing like you said, you bring up a good point. When he was doing Waterboy and Little Nicky and that, the audience that he was appealing to was probably around between from 15 upwards. Like so when they grow up, so from now they'd be so if someone 15 from now they'd be around 30. And fair enough, they grow out of that comedy. But Adam Sandler's not trying to then tailor his comedy to them as they grow up. He's not saying,
Exactly.
right, those guys that watched me 15 years ago have now grown up, so now I'm going to make more grown up comedy and change my comedic style to suit the people that have now grown up, because then they're sticking to one small group of people
Yeah,
that just so happened to watch him 15 years ago. Whereas if he keeps the same sort of comedy, it's kind of like rather than people then grow into his comedy, like it for a bit, and then grow out of it again. And fair enough, that's just how it works. But that's the way he keeps getting new fans, and then fair enough, he might lose fans, but then there'll be those few that have watched him from God knows how long and still like him today. He's not got to change for the people that have then grown up. He just keeps doing the same sort of thing in his own style,
yeah,
and people just either like it or not. So you're always going to get those people like, oh, it's another shitty Adam Sandler film, and then you get those people that's like, well, actually, I quite like Adam Sandler because they know that it's funny.
yeah,
Like nobody can deny and say that he's not funny, and he don't bring out some funny films. Like I can guarantee you've not sat through an Adam Sandler film with a complete straight face, and if you have, you've probably got no soul.
yeah,
Do you know what I mean? So
yeah. Well, I think the only problem is a lot of people are complaining about how he's appealing his comedy now and how he's presenting himself and things like that. But it's not his fault. He's only doing what the producer's telling him to. Like, a producer's wanted
yeah,
him for this movie because he seems like a perfect fit. So then he has to
yeah.
follow his rules.
I mean, he's not doing that much for Happy Madison anymore, where he's his own sort of boss for that. So when he does stuff like that, like Grown Up and stuff, it's his own sort of humor. It's back to that kind of. And it's with his friends as one big thing as well. Like the people in Grown Up are all his close friends.
Yeah,
So
I loved
like
Grown
it's
Up.
like you say, like is doing what producers kind of say.
Exactly.
But then even that, like, fair enough, he's grown up, but he's not doing it. I mean, people are gonna think fair enough, it's his job, but he's not doing it to. Obviously, he's doing it to please people, but he's doing it because it's what he finds fun as well. Like I can guarantee, if he didn't like doing it, he won't be doing it. He's got
Exactly.
enough money now that he could. He's got enough money now that he could sit on his ass for God knows how long and be set.
Yeah, definitely.
So he's doing it now because fair enough, he gets paid, and but he likes making people laugh. So, and his humor is obviously you can, if you watch Adam Sandler films, you can tell he's matured and his humor's changed, and he's trying different things. But you can't say that. Fair enough, you can't say that his age is the reason he should stop doing the jokes that he finds funny, because
Exactly.
then he'd stop enjoying it.
I mean,
As soon
look
as
at
somebody
Arnold.
stops,
Go on.
I was just saying, as soon as someone stops as soon as someone stops enjoying what they're doing, then it becomes washed up in shit.
Exactly. And then they start not putting as much effort into it, and it comes across in ways.
Exactly. People can tell. People can really tell if you don't enjoy what you're doing.
Yeah. Anyway, so to wrap up that part, Pixel's looking pretty good, and people don't seem to like Adam Sandler.
Yeah, which to me is crazy. But
Moving on to superheroes now. Batman versus Superman. Now,
for me, yes. For me, no, for
no,
you.
no, it's so bad. It's the worst idea ever.
Really? I mean, yeah, fair enough. The idea is a bit, but for me now, it's that. Have you watched the? I'll start off by saying, have you watched the Daredevil
Yeah.
show on Netflix?
Oh, not
Have you
on
watched all of
Netflix. No, I've watched the film.
it? The film's awful. Don't even. I'm not even considering the film with Ben Affleck. That fair enough. It happens to have Ben Affleck in it, but that film is completely disregarded out of my mind. That does not exist.
I quite
Now,
enjoyed it, to be honest.
well,
That's not a joke. Honestly, I was a kid and I looked at it and I was like, this guy is awesome. He's blind and he can
oh
kick
yeah.
ass.
As a kid, it's one of those films that's fun to watch. If I watch it now, it's
Laugh.
awful. Yeah, but I mean, if you watch the Daredevil show on Netflix, it's so gritty and it's got a nice amount of gore in it, and it's so dark and it's twisted. Fair enough. One thing Marvel do well is they put a little bit of humor in it, so it's got a little bit, but it's so fucking good because it's gritty. So then now when I go back and watch a Marvel film, a standard Marvel film, I kind of feel like it's missing a bit of something because they always make them PG-13 as it is in America. For us, it's like a 12 in it.
12A,
But
yeah.
12A. So it's like it's one of those things for me that when I watch them, fair enough, I do love the Marvel films, but now I feel like they're missing something because they don't have that dark grit. Whereas when I watch the Batman vs Superman, it's just nothing but darkness and grit. And DC have released these things to say that they're having a completely strict no joke policy, which for me I'm not that happy with. But then when you think about how gritty and dark and awesome it'll be, oh,
Mm,
I mean, let's face it, it's going to have some of the most epic fight scenes in superhero films because it's going to be able to show the blood and the gore and if
yeah.
they show it.
I mean,
They could always take it completely.
it's definitely going to be a film that I'm going to go and watch, but I won't
Yeah,
necessarily
yeah,
enjoy
without
it.
a doubt.
And the reason I think it's
Yeah.
such a bad idea is because no matter what the outcome is from them fighting, nobody, like, there's always going to be someone that's going to disagree with it.
Well, no, because I mean, I understand what you mean, but the thing is, the Batman versus Superman has already been a very successful comic. I mean, I don't know if you ever read any comics, but I mean, I mainly I'm a Marvel comic fan, reading Spider-Man since a young age and such, but Batman vs Superman's already been a very successful comic. So it's complete. You already know that the ending's going to spawn off into the Justice League film. Sorry if that's any spoilers for people, but come on, that's common knowledge. They've announced that already.
Yeah.
Fair enough. I don't know which way they'll take it because they've got complete creative freedom. So I don't know, like you said, I don't know which way they'll take it to who will win and if people will agree. But I don't think necessarily it's going to be either win or lose. That's my thing. I don't think. Because end of the day, if either of them win or lose, it's going to be a complete grudge with each other, and then the whole idea of the Justice League just wouldn't work. So
Exactly. And everyone who watches it, whether you're a Batman fan or a Superman fan, the outcome's always going to upset one person at least.
yeah.
Because if Batman wins, everyone who likes Superman's going to be like, well, that's bullshit. And if Superman wins, everyone who likes Batman's going to be like, oh. And if none of them die, they're going to be like, well, he should have killed him. And if none of them die, I mean, if both of them die, then everyone's going to be like, well, he should have survived. It's just all going to be a massive shit.
None of them will die. I can tell you that for now, surely. If they do, I'll be completely shocked, and that would actually upset me in a way because I don't know if I could deal with that. But I don't think anyone will die. I think it's just a case of, like you say, there's going to be somebody that doesn't agree with who's going to win or who's going to lose, but it's completely up. I mean, it's up to them.
Yeah.
The thing is, I think there's one we could. I know you think will win.
Say what?
Do you want to place a bet on who you think will win?
Batman.
You think Batman?
Yeah.
I'm going Superman.
Well, what can Superman use against the Batman?
Well, Superman has superpowers. And also, there's been this big thing where Superman is as strong as he needs to be to win. Superman's one of those guys that's like doesn't have that many hurdles to overcome. Fair enough, is a bit of a hot, like in the last film, it was shown to be a little bit. Superman's always as strong as he needs to be to win, whereas Batman's is human, so there's only so strong he can be unless they really pump him up. But then Lex Luthor's also in the film, isn't he? So I don't know whether it's going to be Batman gets his kryptonite from Lex Luthor, and then
that's exactly what I was thinking.
Aquaman's in the film as well. Yeah, I swear it's unless it's the Aquaman film, but I thought they said Aquaman was going to have a cameo in it for a small amount of time. Don't know how much.
To do much though, is he?
Oh no! But
What? I think.
I believe he's.
Oh, go
on. I believe he's gonna have a cameo.
Oh. Well, it'd be interesting to see how he's portrayed because I'm not 100% sure if there has been already a Aquaman film, but I know a lot of people take the piss out of him.
Actually, I don't think he's going to be a cameo. I think it's actually going to be a large part in it, according to IMDb. Well, people aren't going to take piss out of him. Have you seen us playing him?
No.
Do you watch Game of Thrones?
Oh. I do, of course.
Do you know Khal Drogo?
Oh my God, him.
There's your Aquaman. I can't believe you haven't seen the poster. Yeah, man. I can't believe you haven't seen the... There's been a poster of him dressed up. He's already... Just go on to Google and type in Aquaman, and then it should come up Jason Momoa. It's got him with he's got badass tattoos, scale tattoos, sick ass trident, long hair and a beard, and he looks like a fucking boss.
He looks like Poseidon.
Exactly. Nobody is going to take the piss out of that Aquaman.
No.
That Aquaman looks like if you even looked at him the wrong way, he would send a shark up your arsehole.
Yeah, and that shark is his dick. He'd just come over and drop a fucking whale on you. Yeah, exactly.
But one thing, I mean, one thing people don't really understand as well is Aquaman is just as strong as Superman. I mean, he's practically a god. Fair enough, he's a god in the sea, but he's just as strong as Superman and gods. He's he just gets laughed at a lot because in the comics he looks a bit shit, and it's just like nobody likes Aquaman, and he's actually fucking a boss.
But
I always used to say I don't like Aquaman, and I had this friend at college who used to read Aquaman and really love him. And every time I'd say, "Oh, Aquaman sucks," he'd go into this massive rant about how Aquaman was the fucking boss. And he's like, "How would you like it if you've got 27 sharks being thrown at you at once?" Like, I don't really know how I dodge them. It's like, well, yeah, exactly. Just all right, bro.
but your argument then is, sorry, I'll be like 500 miles inland.
Well, yeah. But then I suppose you could just put a tidal wave on top of the city.
Oh yeah, that's true.
It is within his power.
Yeah.
So
But while we're
it's
on the
gonna be
topic of people dressing up as superheroes, why not delve into the topic of someone dressing up as a supervillain recently for the new apparent
the Jared Leto Joker. Am I
yeah,
smelling that? Yeah, my God, that is incredible.
a lot of people really don't like it.
Really, I think it's an amazing twist on it.
I'll read a quote from TheVerge.com.
Yeah,
Has it really been 4 days since Suicide Squad director David Ayer petrified in the internet with that horrendous image of Jared Leto as a Warped Tour groupie? People are proper like digging into him.
really, I fucking love it. The only one kind of quarrel I have is on the arm tattoos of the ha ha has. I could have done with something else different on there because he has the ha ha has on his chest. I don't know if it's too much, but I mean, if they're trying, obviously they're trying to put that gritty, weird twist on him, and fucking hell, they've done it so well. He's kind of got that weird street thug look to him as well, which is cool. It's a cool twist because it just shows that he's just a psycho, and nobody will really know where it comes from. And
Yeah,
yeah, no, I'm looking forward to seeing him in full costume rather than just the tattoos and such. I'd like to see what he's actually wearing clothes wise and listen to his voice.
apparently he might not. He might be because apparently there is a version of the Joker where he's always topless, and he
Possibly.
might be that guy. But to be fair, looking
I'm
at it, it's like he looks like he
I
is
can believe it.
insane.
And I can believe it because they've gave him a lot of chest tattoos, which would explain. I mean, why would you go all that length if you're not going to show them off?
Yeah,
And I'm not being funny or anything, and this makes me sound a little bit gay, but it's not like Jared Leto. Jared Leto doesn't have the body for it. I mean, he's pretty toned.
yeah,
So,
and
if they,
he
I mean,
got
yeah, no, I don't know. I'm just like, damn. I think it looks sick.
yeah. I think he genuinely looks insane. Like
Yeah,
I reckon he could pass off as a decent Joker, but obviously no one will be able to play the Joker as good as Heath Ledger did.
yeah, but then I think that's. I mean, they're playing completely different Jokers here. I mean, I understand what people are saying. He'll never do as good, but it's completely different Jokers, completely different. So it's just a case of, you know, I mean, the Jared Leto's playing more of the comic book Joker, playing the is actually mimicking, and I can't remember which comic he's from. But he's in that photo itself. It directly mimics the cover to one of the Batman comics
Yeah,
for the Joker, and yeah, I don't know. It's a cool twist. I like it.
yeah. I
I
mean,
think he'll do well.
it's a touchy topic because I know a lot of people really don't like it, but there are some people who would like it. And the problem is with looking back at like the Heath Ledger Joker, he genuinely made it his own, essentially. Like
Yeah,
I haven't
that's
read the comics, but I can't imagine any of them being like Heath Ledger's Joker.
yeah. Well, I mean, that's kind of the entire difference with it as well. Like I say, Heath Ledger was portraying his own Joker. I mean, he came up with a lot of that character himself. He did the makeup himself. A lot of people don't know that. A lot of people don't know he did the makeup himself, and that's what, if you know, he's got white on his hands to show that he's done the makeup himself, to show that he's just a normal guy that slathers himself with makeup. He came up with a lot of the general image himself. So it is his own Joker. Whereas the Jared Leto, fair enough, he will do his own take on the Joker, and as you can tell by the image, it's a completely different type of Joker with all the tattoos and such. But it's a lot closely following a comic book version of the Joker. So
So
it's
the personality is going to be Jared Leto's own take on what the Joker could be like, but it's referencing the old comic book
the
Joker.
comics. Yeah.
Yeah,
And I don't know. I'm looking forward to it. I think is looking at the. I mean, I've got the image up now, and he looks sick. I mean, to be fair, it took me. I knew obviously it was the Joker, but it took me a few times to actually realize and guess it was Jared Leto because it
yeah.
looks nothing like him.
I wouldn't have known it was him unless it wasn't like if it wasn't captioned when someone posted it.
I'd have thought. I mean, a lot of people have said it looks more like it's somebody trying to cosplay a version of the Joker, but I mean, who can really say that? I guess I don't know. I'm looking at him now, and I'm just all I can think about is how insane he probably will be. I mean,
Yeah,
did you ever watch the film he played? What's it called again? The film where he gained a lot of weight for, and he he gained a lot. He is the guy who murders John Lennon.
I have not
Mark
seen that
Chapman, I
film.
think his name is. Oh well, he plays this guy, and he's like got this really weird undertone, and it's a bit creepy. Obviously, the Joker that he's plays will be a lot more out there, but that's a really good. He can play creepy characters really well. So like, I don't know. I'm looking forward. And the comic that I'm thinking of, the where he directly mimics it, is the Killing Joke. I just remember.
That's it.
I'm looking at it now. The Killing Joke. The whole.
Yeah, like
So
insane look.
yeah,
But while we're on the topic of
it's.
films and comic books, Deadpool film. Yes,
I'm
that is
I'm
a total
follow.
yes.
I'm following this from day. I followed this from God knows. I mean, from watching the test footage, I was like, yes, yes. Did you see the April Fool's jokes that they did as well? Where they
No,
was announcing, well, they did this mock interview, and Jared Leto, not why did I say Jared Leto? It was Ryan Reynolds. Sorry, thinking of the Joker. Then Ryan Reynolds is being interviewed, and they say, "No, how great it's going to be because that's where we're going to be, and that's what they wanted to keep it." And then he comes behind him on the camera and fucking smashes his head in with a light, kills him, and then just when he's on the floor, he's like, "Fuck you, Slater," or something like that.
wow.
And just is like Deadpool, of course, will be rated R. So straight away, I'm there like, fucking yes, we're gonna see some blood and swearing and
Yeah,
everything that Deadpool should be,
I mean,
which is
from watching that, I don't know whether it was an official trailer or whether it was a fan made trailer, but it looked too decent to be a fan made one. You know, the one where he's sat on a bridge and is
that's
singing.
the test footage, CGI
Yeah,
test footage. Yeah, that's the footage that they originally shown to the company that's making it. I forgot who it'll be. To try
that
and get the film made, but they've been saying no for ages because they didn't think it had enough appeal and such. And then a lot of people started watching it and sharing it and realized that the appeal was real.
yeah. I mean, I watched that and I found it hard to realize that it was all CGI. That has to be the
Yeah.
best computer generated images I have ever seen in my life.
Oh no, they're good. They are good. But
But I love how it's a film where it's like breaking the fourth wall and not taking itself seriously.
Well, that's what Deadpool does completely in the comics as well, and in the games. If you ever played any of the games, completely breaks the fourth wall. So
I mean,
it'll
the
be a
only
cool one
really
to see.
the only game I've ever played that I know had Deadpool in it was the Lego Marvel superheroes.
Lego Marvel, yeah,
Yeah, and that
yeah.
was that was the first time I ever heard of Deadpool, and ever since I've just
I
been like, I
recommend
love him.
I recommend the Deadpool games then because that's full of dick fucking fart jokes and him killing people and blood and gore.
Oh no, that's
It's
right.
good.
That was the first time I ever heard of Deadpool, but I didn't really look much into it.
Have you seen the movie poster for it as well?
I have not. No.
Him flying through the air with an umbrella and a handgun in his hand, and it just says at the top, "With great power comes great irresponsibility."
I suppose they can
Um,
use that reference though.
I don't know if that's an official movie poster because Ryan Reynolds tweeted it saying there should be an award for fan art, but I believe it could be because I don't know. I've seen it circulated a lot, so I don't know if it's real or not.
Yeah,
But
I'm
yeah,
just
there's pictures of Ryan Reynolds in costume and everything, and it just looks insane.
yeah, definitely. I really can't wait for that to come out. I mean, Ryan Reynolds really needs to redeem himself though from Green Lantern.
Oh well, he wasn't really. I mean, the thing with Ryan Reynolds is I think personally I think he's an incredible actor, and he did the best he could with the Green Lantern script and such he was provided.
Yeah,
Again, he was doing what producers wanted. Whereas Deadpool, it's the character of Deadpool is him all together. It's
yeah.
completely just him.
Whereas unlike,
So
because Ryan Reynolds has always been that sort of person who's like, he seems like he's serious, but he could do comedy. And I think that really came out in R.I.P.D.
oh, have you never seen any? It was originally started off as a comedy actor.
I
Have you
think
never seen his earlier films? Van Wilder,
I've heard of it.
Waiting. He's been in a lot of comedy. He started off his career, I believe, in comedy. So
Didn't you play an
is very
insane person where he was a murderer in a film?
the voices that's recently come out. Yeah, I do. That's one that I want to see as well.
Oh,
Yep, that's
Amityville Horror.
yep. Oh, the Amityville Horror as well as one of his scary ones, one of his thingy ones. But
I think he played that very well.
I mean, I say he started out as a comedy actor, but he was on like his first big films, I believe, were comedy actors. He went on things like Sabrina the Teenage Witch before that and stuff.
Mm,
But yeah, I think his first big film, in looking at his past, is probably his Van Wilder is his big first comedy film. But yeah, he's Harold and Kumar. He's been in that for a bit. Blade Trinity. He played. Did you watch Blade Trinity?
oh yeah, he played
The
a
third Blade.
yeah,
Yeah, the comedy action dude again, which is practically another kind of Deadpool character. So that's it. Oh yeah, no, he's very good at comedy, and I find him absolutely hilarious. So
yeah.
I mean, it should be good.
I mean, he's good at being serious when it's appropriate. Like,
Yeah, yeah, no, he's a good all round actor. So
I mean,
it'll be good.
he really showed himself in that Amityville Horror that he was good at doing serious things. But when it
Oh
came
yeah,
to
that
Green Lantern, I felt like he didn't really come across as the right person to be the Green Lantern, if you know what I
yeah.
mean. Kind of like everyone
No,
felt that what's his face couldn't play Peter Parker and Spider-Man very well.
oh my god, I hate that. No, I fucking love Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker.
No, not that guy,
Tobey
the other one.
Maguire is the
That
worst.
one.
Oh, Tobey Maguire.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, he was a shit Peter Parker. I've had a lot of people moan about Andrew Garfield as Peter Parker, and he's like the perfect Peter Parker to me. It's just when I think Peter Parker, and I think Andrew Garfield, they just mesh for me. So it's nice, and it's nice to have an English actor play Peter Parker as well.
Yeah. It sounds like an English name.
What, Andrew Garfield?
No, Peter Parker.
Oh, oh no, but he's doing an American accent, but he's originally born in like somewhere in England, somewhere close to London.
Also, I don't know if you noticed this, but you know in the new Avengers film
Yes.
how there's Quicksilver in it.
Yep.
I did not know that was the guy who played Kick-Ass.
It is.
Yep.
I've only seen the trailer, so I've not seen the.
Well,
Really?
he's got blonde hair and a mustache, so it doesn't
And he's
look
got
anything like him.
and he's got a Russian accent
Yeah, and
by
it
the
turns
sound of the
out
trailer.
he's actually English. I got
Really?
totally mind fucked. I saw they were doing a Marvel Would You no Truth or Lie with like two of the cast members, and it had the witch and Quicksilver together, and it was
Yeah.
him with a full on beard, and he had an English accent, and I was
Oh
mind
my!
blown.
I now need to hear his accent because I never knew that. I mean, I never knew English. He sounds very American when he speaks, but then there's a lot that do stuff like that as well, like that confuse.
I also got a really
Oh,
big spoiler for the new Avengers film, I think, from watching that Truth or Lie thing. It was something to do with a Black Widow. I don't know whether I should say it
did she
though.
die?
No,
I don't want
it's
you to say
nothing
it
like
because I
that.
want to see it.
It's nothing like really bad.
I prefer we are on something that will probably spoil a lot of things for a lot of people. But if I haven't seen it, I don't want spoilers.
Yeah, I haven't seen it yet, so I don't really want to watch spoilers. But it's not something that's like it ruins the whole film. It's just like one little thing that you're like, oh, that happens really. It's not something that can like change the whole franchise.
Yeah.
But I want to know what this whole Captain America Civil War thing is.
Oh, have you not? It's. Have you never heard of the Civil War comics?
I have not.
The
I've only heard about this recently that they were going to make a film for it.
I guess think about Batman versus Superman. That's from DC, obviously, but think about that on a massive scale. So it's I believe it goes Captain America versus Iron Man, and then everybody takes different sides, and it becomes one big fucking massive wreck. Because Iron Man becomes in the comics anyway. Iron Man becomes a dick. Actually, they both become dicks and just start beating the fuck out of each other. And
But I
then
don't see how they're going to
there's
do that
also
though. Because like,
well, I don't know. I mean, the film, the if we, I mean, watching the film might lead into it. You never know.
yeah,
I think there's still a few films to go in between as well because the Civil War's also gonna. I don't. I think the Civil War will come after Guardians of the Galaxy as well. New one of that. So
yeah,
it's a few years off yet. A few years off.
yeah. Well,
The the next one I believe is Thor 3. Thor 3. That's what I'm trying to say.
yeah.
That's the next one in the list. So
It's kind of hard to imagine Iron Man turning into a dick now, though, because, I mean, obviously in one and two he came off as kind of like pretentious and really full of himself. But then when it got to three, where he finally had the shrapnel taken out of his heart and got rid of his arc reactor, he seemed to be like a changed man, especially since he was out there all alone without his suit and he's spending all this time with his kid. And it like
yeah.
makes him
Well,
realize
I
that
mean,
he's living his life wrong and that he should be a better
I mean,
person.
I say it's Iron Man being a dick. Whether it goes that way, you never know. It could be the well. All I know is it's something to cause basically, as it said, a civil war between the Avengers. So and Captain America. So
Well, I think the
Captain
thing is,
America is Captain America by the sound is the main character, the main protagonist. So just from the title, I'm going to assume it's Iron Man that's being the douche. It might not even be Iron Man. I mean, Iron Man could be on the same side, and it could be a completely different twist. But just by the comics, I know. I don't think I'm wrong on this, but I know it's Iron Man versus Captain America. So
Yeah, that's what I heard as well. But I mean, just because Captain America is going to be the main guy in it doesn't necessarily mean that it has to be someone else being a dick. Because in the Avengers, he does come across as like a bit off, if you know what I mean.
well, it's
He,
just uptight though, isn't it? It's just old fashioned.
yeah,
So,
exactly. Well, he is from that time period, but like he
but then
to arguments with other Avengers.
But then again, they're not. I don't think they're going to do a film where he's the. They're not going to try and make anybody less likable. I don't think so. They're not going to do a film that's Captain America's film and make him the bad guy of the film. My personal opinion, anyway. But I don't
Yeah,
think then they're going to try and make Iron Man necessarily be the bad guy. I think they're going to give them both good points and
yeah, I
just have
suppose.
it. So I don't know how they're going to take it. It's one of those where we'll have to see some. It'll have to get closer to time. I mean, like I say, it's a few years off yet, so
Yeah, they've got a bit more explaining to do first. 'Cause
exactly. I
at the
don't
moment,
even think they know exactly how they're taking it. They just know that that film will happen.
I mean, for all we know, that it could literally come up next. That could be the next thing because, as we know, in Age of Ultron, Ultron's an AI gone wrong that Iron Man's created, and obviously that causes tension between the Avengers and Iron Man.
So even stuff like that can make somebody become a bit more not dickish per se, but I mean, we've seen what happens when things go wrong for Iron Man before. I mean, look at Iron Man 2 and 3. And in the comics, Iron Man becomes very much alcoholic and such. I don't
Yeah,
know if you knew that, but it starts to battle things like alcoholism and such, and all that factors. So whether they're going to address any of that, I see. I don't know whether it's too much of a touchy subject with Robert Downey Jr. playing it because of his past, but then again, he's over that. But that's again why I think Iron Man's a perfect character for Robert Downey Jr. I always say that because they've been through, they've both been, even though one's fictional, they've both been through the same sort of
yeah.
such. So
I don't know if you saw the interview that Krishna from Channel 4 did with Iron Man. Well, Robert.
yeah, he's a cunt, man. I can't. Sorry for the c word, but I can't stand that man.
No, he literally pushed the boundary and went too far with those questions.
Well, I mean, Robert Downey Jr. again with all the actors in Avengers, pretty much have contractual obligation to go around and fulfill kind of product
Agreements.
placement, if you will.
Yeah,
Yeah, fulfill agreements. To promote the film, they have to go around and do interviews with people. Whereas that, I can't remember. I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm sorry, but the person interviewing him he's originally a news reporter. So he's then he should have been there to just ask him about the film. That's what he should have been there for. That's what is in Robert Downey Jr.'s contract. It's not in his contract to be interviewed about his past. It's his contract to promote his film. So when he's there bringing up his past and everything, that's him trying to think, how can I turn this into news? Like, how can I turn something that I don't really want to do into news? And
yeah,
that's what he
exactly.
did.
He was
But
trying to
I know
get
I'm just going to provoke.
he was trying to
Yeah,
get
it
some
was
sort of like
trying.
sob story or something like that to try and make it seem like he used to be a dick and things like
Not
that.
even, not even that. Like, it wasn't even. I don't see it as for promoting. I see it as it's his way of thinking. All right, so I don't really want to be interviewing him about a film because that's not what he originally does. The person interviewing. I've got. If you want to say his name, I can't remember his name.
Krishna.
Krishna. Krishna. Yeah, but that's not what he does. Is first and foremost a news person. So he's just kind of took that way to try and get news. And thought, I know, if this isn't news to me, so and this isn't what I want to be doing, so how can I get news out of this story when it's supposed to just be promotion? And then he's like, oh, I know, I'm gonna really upset it, really make hurt his feelings, and I'm gonna make him feel shit, and hope
Like
to get. I mean, I bet he was hoping he'd get some, like you say, some sob story, some sarky reactions. I bet he was hoping to get a bit more of a bad reaction, but instead, Robert Downey Jr. got up, handled it like a champ, and just left. Like, I'm not doing it, because it's not in his contract to do that.
Yeah, because he even said, "What are we doing here? We're meant to be talking about a movie,
Promoting
right?"
film.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It's not in his contract to be talking about his past.
So then he said, "Well, if you don't want to answer these questions, then you don't have to." And he was like,
So he,
"All right,
so he
fine,
left.
I'm going."
Yeah, exactly. And I don't blame him. I think he handled that the best way he could have handled it, because there'd have been a lot more news on this if he turned around and like, listen, dude, fuck off. It'd have got a lot more thing. He handled
Exactly.
it the best way he could. Not doing this.
I think that was the best
And I don't
possible
blame him.
outcome from that interview as well.
But then again, it's the exact outcome that Krishna wanted. It's that news. It's something that people are still talking about now. People aren't
Yeah,
gonna. People don't generally talk about certain interviews all the time unless something happens in that interview, like someone says something funny. Oh, have you seen that interview? Or someone does something. Have you seen this interview where so and so does this? So this is one that, like, the reason we're talking about it now is because he's managed to do what he wanted to do. Fair enough, it means it's hurt some dude's feelings, but he's managed to make news, and it's kind of sad that the only way he could do that is because he doesn't want to be promoting somebody else's film, somebody's film. It's sad that the only way he could get people talking about it is by being a cunt, to put it quite.
yeah, essentially. And you can tell that that's something that they wanted to happen because they could have just easily posted the interview that they did, minus the end bit, and then.
Yeah, they could have cut it off.
But no, they decided to upload the whole thing, including the part where he walks out, and title it as Robert Downey Jr. walks out of interview after being questioned and things like that, and trying to
About
make it
his
out like
past.
he's in the wrong.
Yeah, making it like, oh, what have you got to hide? Why don't you want to tell us? And it's because he's probably had enough fucking interviews about it. They don't want to have to tell everybody.
Yeah.
And at the end of the day, I mean, he battled drug addiction, he battled alcoholism, and what else? And they're not like just, I mean, I don't know, it's not like I've ever been a drug addict or anything, but they're not battles that just end as soon as you get clean. I mean, there's a reason he started taking drugs. There's a reason he felt like he needed to take drugs and drink. And they're not just going to leave as soon as he gets clean. So why would he want to be reminded by that? You know what I mean? It's not like even though he stopped taking drugs and everything like that, he's completely clean. He's still got all those emotions that he used to have. He's just not taking drugs and everything to try and forget about them. He's just now got to live with them. So
Exactly.
if he's finally managing to try and get somewhere better, it's not fair for people to then just be like, oh yeah, but remember this.
Yeah.
Remember what you said this. Remember what you said that. When he will probably like, well, like he even said in the interview, I'm not going to take back anything that he said. But he probably looks at the world at a completely different view now. And it's not fair for people to say that he's only got one view and that's the view that he should stick with, kind of thing. Because that's kind of what they're doing to him. It's not right.
I mean, you really should not question someone about drug addiction unless they say that's okay or anything regarding anything near that. Because, I mean, look at me. Like, drugs are really hard to get off. I mean, I'm counting smoking in this as well. And I'm still on this, an e-fag. I'm still finding it hard to quit this. I need a really strong nicotine to actually get the feeling like I'm smoking again. And I can't imagine myself without it. So to bring up questions about something worse than smoking, that's just bad.
And stuff like relationships with like parents and stuff. People don't even want to talk about that to their friends, never mind to a random reporter or the rest of the world. It's not fair on it. So it's kind of a dick move. Anyway, that's a bit of a downer sort of thing on the thing. What's next on our list of badass?
I think we're technology now. Now we've covered all gaming and film.
Gaming, film.
I think it's time to move to technology.
Technology.
Yeah.
I'll let you start us off with this one.
Right, we'll start off with the latest thing, the Apple Watch. I'm not 100% sure what to think of this Apple Watch. I mean, it seems like a gimmick, like something that they're just spewing out
No,
now.
it's just a big no from me.
Yeah. I mean,
Nope.
it looks like, why would you need an Apple Watch? It's going to do everything any other watch can do. I mean, if they incorporated it to be like an iPod Shuffle, you know, that little clip one where you can play music from it, see, that would be a good integration. But all it's basically going to do is tell the time and weather. It's like, oh shit, well, I can watch the news and wear a watch, and it doesn't cost me half as much as that. It's
Well, it's
just
not even just the time and weather. It's now an internet searching thing. You can go on Amazon and buy your things on it. You can call people from it. It hooks up to your phone directly, so if you get calls, you can answer it. I mean, look, now I have an Apple Watch. Like,
wow.
you know what I mean? It's just, this is my Apple Watch now. I might as well just stick with this if that's what you really want to do, because that's exactly what it is.
Have you
You
just
might as well. What's
masking
the
taped a
Yeah,
phone
I've
to your
just
hand?
taped my phone. I've just taped my phone to my hand. You know,
I can't do it.
because this is my Apple. This is my Apple Watch. That's what I don't get. It's just your phone. It links up to your phone directly. It's not like it's its own number. I could be wrong with that. Knowing Apple, they might have gave it its own number, but it just links up to your phone directly. So, is it really that much of an effort for people to just get their phone out of the pocket and look at the time, or get the phone out of the pocket and go on the 3G, or whatever, which is a bigger display anyway? I mean, I was
Exactly.
watching this video and this report was covering the Apple Watch, and he's going through Amazon, and he's going through Amazon, and he's like, "Oh look, there's an Xbox One. See, look at this, and it's a tiny little display. He's got a little bit big, two big fingers for it, and it's like one of the buttons is watch, right next to it is buy. He's like, I've got to be very careful now, and he accidentally presses buy, chucks him straight onto the next screen with a big tick on it to say he's just bought it. And he's like, no, 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 and then couldn't find out to cancel it. It's that
Yeah.
whole sort of like,
I think
he wouldn't have had that problem if he just.
that's going to be like one of the biggest issues is the fact that the interface is so small, because I've seen it on people's wrists and it's a tiny screen. And I mean,
Well,
if you're going to be swiping and stuff, you're not going to be able to see what you're doing.
well, I mean, it's a watch, isn't it? They can't make it too big. I mean, you might as well. To be fair, right? And if I say this, and if this video gets many views, like, how many of you can honestly say you use a watch daily? Really? Like, who actually uses a watch now and doesn't just pull the phone out of the pocket? Who isn't on
Exactly.
the phone all the time anyway to know the time, or looking at a computer display? The only convenience is your watch is there where without you getting out of your pocket. But is it really that much of an inconvenience just reaching and get your phone out of your pocket?
I mean,
Again,
people
it's
could argue,
consumers.
like, people could argue it makes it harder for people to steal your phone. But as we've already said, it links to your phone, which you're going to have to be carrying on your person. And
And I mean, if somebody can really get close enough to steal your phone, what's to stop them from taking your watch?
yeah, all it takes is a punch to the face and they've got it. And
Exactly. I mean, fair
from
enough.
what I've
You can.
seen, you can, the straps on it, you can slide off of the actual main part of it.
Yeah, the straps unclip.
So what's stopping it from accidentally unclipping or the clips wearing out and it just slides off and smashes on the floor like every other Apple product?
They possibly thought of that, but the one thing that I can say though is at least it means if you've got your watch on, there's less of a chance of you leaving it somewhere. But then, like your phone, but it's just that whole sort of. I don't know. Like I say, small interface. It's probably going to cost a fucking bomb.
I think it's going to be like in the US first, so it's going to be like, I think definitely over $100 for sure.
Then does it hold any music or anything? I don't think so because it's a watch, and plus who'd want headphones going from the wrist anyway?
Yeah, I don't think they do have a headphone jack for it.
No, I don't think it would. So unless they can really say to me, unless Apple can really say, like, this is why you need an Apple Watch, I'm just gonna call it as another big load of consumerism bullshit, because that's all it is now. Like, hence why I haven't upgraded to an iPhone 5 or 6, because frankly just don't see the reason to.
Yeah, I'm still on iPhone
This
4, and it's
exactly
working fine.
this one's just right for me. I don't need an iPhone 5 or 6, and I definitely don't need a fucking Apple Watch.
Yeah. Well, I
I
mean,
mean, if people, sorry, carry
I,
on.
I was just going to say, I'm looking at it now, and it looks like it only has two functions. That's to show an analog clock, like just an ordinary clock, like with the hands and everything, and then another screen which shows you your date and a digital time, and then and then whatever's underneath that is like your app, so you can have a stopwatch and you can look at what times it is in different time zones, and like what meetings you've got or anything like that, what you've got scheduled or your alarm. It really looks
I
like
believe it. I believe it also has a heart rate sensor. If I'm wrong in saying, I believe
I'll
on
see
the
if
back it's a. I could be wrong, but I believe on the back it's a heart rate sensor, which for some people is very useful. I can understand the medical needs for it, but then again, they do make. If you're wanting to pay that much for a watch that happens to be an heart rate sensor, why don't you just save yourself a lot of money and buy a heart rate sensor?
I mean,
They're a lot
I'm looking at
cheaper, I
this
can
one.
promise you this.
You can get a 42mm one, uh, which and it's showing that you can see where the solar, like where the planets are in relation to where they are at that time. What's the point in that? It's like, oh, it's nearly where Venus is now.
I
I mean,
mean, if you are that really into, if you're that much of a consumer that you want a smartwatch, I would just completely dismiss the Apple Watch and get a Pebble. Have you seen the Pebble? It's the exact same thing, and they're about 70 quid, which is already probably half the price of an Apple Watch. Does the exact same thing of the, except for the hooks up to Android or iPhone. So if you go out and buy a new phone, you're always going to have a phone to the of a phone that links up with your Pebble Watch. Just link them.
yeah,
Link them. They come in a lot more different displays. You can get one that looks kind of like a metal Rolex, the plastic watches, the sport watches, the business styles.
yeah. You can get carat, like 18 karat gold ones.
Yeah, you can get something to you get interchangeable. Um, Fair enough. I don't know if they come with heart rate sensor, but again, just buy a heart rate sensor if you're really that into. If you want the Apple Watch just for a heart rate sensor, you might as well just buy a heart rate sensor.
Yeah, it's probably
Um,
a shit ton cheaper.
the Pebble, I believe, still goes online. Like one of my friends at university has a Pebble, and that's what I'm looking at. And he puts his phone displays on it and everything. But you can get Nike watches that are heart rate sensors, little straps to go around. The amount of stuff that they make that you could just fair enough. It might mean you're wearing two watches, but it might mean you're wearing a heart rate sensor on one and your Pebble watch on the other. But that's if you want the. I'm saying that as a alternative to if you just want it for the heart rate sensor, just for the medical purposes.
Yeah,
Other than that, I don't see any. Apple is a big name now that people want just because it's Apple.
yeah,
So
exactly.
they want to be like, oh, look at my Apple Watch because I'm a complete businessman or whatever. Like, really, you're just screaming, look at my Apple Watch because I've just spent 300 quid on bullshit.
I think you're
It's
slightly wrong with that. You try roughly doubling the price.
yeah,
No, seriously, I'm looking it up on the website now. The cheapest one is four seventy
really.
nine.
Are you
479
fucking
quid.
joking me? I thought it'd be like, what? I'm Apple watching that one now. Yeah, it's released, isn't it?
Yeah,
It's
479 quid, excluding VAT. Oh, wait, is
Are
it?
you fucking kidding me?
Well, it says includes VAT of approximately £80. So I don't know whether that.
Entirely new ways to stay in touch. I don't understand what that is. I'm completely happy with my Facebook or text. Moves a smart way to look at fitness. I'm completely happy with just writing on a piece of paper from that. You know, or just you have apps on your phone that do the same thing.
And if you want a screen that is 4 millimeters bigger, it's going to cost you an extra 40 quid.
Fucking my damn.
That's just
See,
ridiculous.
that's what I mean. I can understand why people would want it. That's the worst thing. The worst thing is I understand exactly why people want it. Because it's an product that they're saying does all this incredible stuff that if you just look for an app on the App Store, your phone will do the exact same things, except for possibly heart rate sensors. Which the heart rate sensor, apparently there's been reports that the heart rate sensor doesn't really even work for a lot of people that have tattoo sleeves.
Wow.
Because for some reason it can't seem to scan through the ink, which I don't understand how that works, but that's just
I think ink.
what things say on the internet.
I think ink's like slightly magnetized.
Yeah, you
with
get slightly
tattooing.
magnetized inks. So, which is why it's completely believable. That's the point. I don't think it's wrong. I mean, but you never know with the internet, do you? But, there is a music app
There is.
for it. Yep, and I don't understand why,
No.
unless it sends it. Would you have a headphone jack going from your watch? Would it then send you music from your watch to your phone or to your iPod? Which is then why the fuck do you even wear an iPod? A phone with it? Fair enough, you can go, but you can from your phone. You can take pictures from it, but who would want to take pictures with a watch?
Exactly.
I'm struggling to see. I'm looking at the built-in apps now, and it's got maps. I can understand maps would be useful on a watch. You just look down, but then what's wrong with carrying your phone out? Everything that comes with it, there is a version of it on your phone. So I don't understand it's complete consumerism. That's it.
Yeah.
Control your. Sorry, the app is you control the music on your iPhone, or leave your iPhone at home and listen to your favorite sync playlist from your Apple Watch using wireless Bluetooth headphones. I don't know. To me, that sounds like a cool little nifty thing, but then I'm quite happy taking my phone with me and putting some headphones in.
Or you can spend 30 quid on an iPod Nano.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, another great point. Or spend £30 on an iPad Nano, small little, which they actually make some with the small screens just like that, don't they, for the touching?
I think so.
Yeah.
I'm currently looking at. Why do we always talk at the same time?
Sorry, yeah. I was just gonna read. I'm on the apps, and I was just gonna read a few.
Go on.
It's like, okay, so remote. Don't worry about losing your remote. Now you can control Apple TV straight from your wrist. Swipe around the main menu, scroll through lists, and choose what you'd like to watch. Just pick up your fucking remote. That's why they make remotes.
Are people that lazy that they can't just lean forward slightly, grab a remote, and then lean back?
I actually believe they've made an app for the iPhone so you can do the exact same fucking thing. So if you want to moan about not losing your remote, I'm pretty sure you've always got your phone on you anyway. I mean, this has turned into a right rant, but...
Well, that's what we're setting out to do, really, with this podcast, is take points, like take things that are happening and make our own opinions and points over it.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong. If anybody wants to comment and prove me wrong in any way about why this is better than just using your phone, fair enough, it's from your wrist. I understand why, in that sense, it could be slightly better because you don't have to get it out of your pocket. But is that action really so hard? And it's just, on a smaller display that you're most likely to fuck up with.
Yeah.
That's
And then
just
walking around anyway, you could accidentally smack it on anything as well. Because it's going to be always exposed if you're wearing just a t-shirt. You could easily bash it on like a door or something.
okay. So this one I'm looking at is actually kind of cool. I admit this is a little bit sweet looking, but then I don't know how much I'm really that into it. But Apple Watch can now be a viewfinder for the eyesight camera on your iPhone. So you can take perfect selfie or join a group shot, see a live preview of what your iPhone sees, then snap the photo on a set timer on your camera. So you set up your camera on your phone, you look at your watch, like, yep, we're in the right position. Tap that, put my arm down, have the picture taken.
I mean, that's the
I have
only
to admit,
positive from that.
no, that sounds like a cool little feature. But I wouldn't spend 500 quid just to be able to do that feature. I'd just go up to somebody or one of my friends. All right, pal, can you take this picture for us? Yeah, no problem, pal.
Yeah.
And I don't know if that's people. I don't know if that's people like us being generally more friendly than some people. I mean, I wouldn't mind asking a stranger to just take a picture for us because usually they wouldn't run away with your phone, depending on where you are. I'm speaking because I mean, don't you guys wouldn't know this, but I'm living currently in the London area. I'm originally from where Danny lives, so that up the northern area, which is generally, and I say this to everybody, and everybody agrees, is generally a lot more friendlier. Like strangers just don't mind talking to each other, and you don't mind asking a bloke to take a picture of you. Whereas in the London area, it's like, I won't do that, man. It'll take off with your phone. But
Yeah.
I don't know if that's just cultural difference there, but
Well,
then again, if you're leaving your phone on a wall to take a picture, what's to stop somebody running past and be like, "Oh, I'm in that, pal."
or for the
Fucking
wind
off
to
with your
blow
phone.
it and bloody knock it off and
Smash your
smash it.
screen.
Yeah.
Great point. Yeah.
But I'm looking at the most expensive one they've got, and I really can't pick out why it's so expensive. It's the
Is it the
42
18 karat
millimeter.
gold one?
No, well, they haven't shown it on the buying it online, so I don't know how much it's priced at. But the most expensive one they've got listed up on the actual store is a 42 millimeter stainless steel, like a black stainless steel, and that costs
Looking at
949
it now.
quid.
Yeah.
I could get
And
more stainless
includes
steel for £10.
the VAT is £159 on it as well. So
And if you want to
again, a lot.
insure, if you want to insure it, it's 69 quid for insurance.
Which, if you're spending that much on it, I fucking recommend you do.
Exactly.
Yeah, no, it's just. I mean, I couldn't understand. Again, I keep want them because they're an over Apple product and they look good. I mean, I'm not going to deny that the screen's probably a good resolution and they look fucking cool. Like that, it looks like something straight from the future, sort of.
Yeah.
So I couldn't understand why people want it. Businessmen would look cool as fuck. Your football players will get them because they're on God knows how much you owe you. A lot of people will get them, and I think they'll sell. But
I think most footballers, at least, like even the worser ones, are averaging about 10 grand a week or at least a month.
yeah,
I
so
mean,
for them,
that's
it's next to no money.
they earn more a week than like the average person earns in a year.
Yeah, I mean, don't get me, they look good, and I understand exactly why people want them. Maybe in a few years when they come, maybe in a few years when they come down a bit in price, uh,
A bit.
I'd possibly consider it just to have one, but not if I'm spending. I mean, personally, where is it? Um, I've got an ice waterproof watch. Um, yeah, so talking about spending money on watches, I do wear this, and I have to admit, even when I wear this, I still look at my phone for the time rather than looking at my watch. It's very rare that I look at my watch. It's more as a fashion thing because it'll go with something that I'm wearing.
I think that's the problem with
Um,
this generation now. It's so technology driven that everyone now resorts to phones and laptops for information. Whereas
exactly right. Yeah, I agree.
10, 15 years ago, you'd have to go to a library to find out information.
Oh yeah, yeah. The technology is insane now, and I admit, like for example, Facebook, I think it's the devil, but yeah, it's always the first thing I load up whenever I get on a computer.
Exactly. It's
Facebook,
always social
but,
media first to see what's going off.
but
And
I cannot
if you,
stand it.
it's just crazy this day and age.
But yeah, I mean, for example, this is a nice watch. I got this one for Christmas. I believe these average out. They might be a bit cheaper now, but I believe these average out around £70 a watch, if not more. Sometimes
Uh,
£80 to £90 a watch, and that's more because of branding. It's a nice little waterproof watch, and they sturdy and they look kind of cool. And so, spending 80 to 90 quid on a watch is even. I'd even push it. Spending 100 quid on a watch, I wouldn't do it like as an everyday thing. But if I decided I wanted one as a present or something, I'd get it.
yeah,
So if it came down to below 100, I'd get it. But at a price like that, where for me, as a student as well, which they're definitely not aimed at students, even though they try and make out it makes life easier for students and such and your everyday people. These aren't aimed at everyday people because it's aimed at the higher end community, and
yeah,
that's just how it is. So if they ever came down to below 100 quid, I'd consider it. Wouldn't necessarily get one. I'd probably go with a Pebble instead or something like that. They might not. They look about the same. They might not have the same interface and such, but yeah,
yeah. I'm more than happy with just pulling out my phone and having a look at the time and putting it back. I don't see all
exactly.
going through all the effort of spending that much money just to look at my wrist all day.
Yeah, no, exactly. I completely agree.
Yeah,
So yeah, that's one. That's kind of put me in a little bit of an angry mood now because I don't like the Apple. I don't like
yeah.
Apple generally as a company. The phones are good. Don't get me wrong, but
I've always been a
it's
Windows guy.
it's just it's consumer nation completely. Our complete nation is run by consumerism, and it's just. I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying it's a bad thing because me studying games and animation and stuff. I'm going to be end up making stuff to try and
For a
sell to
target
consumers.
audience.
So, exactly. So consumerism for me is fucking incredible because it's how I'm going to end up making my money in the future. But some of the stuff that people come out with is just ridiculous, but it sells. Like the selfie stick, the most ridiculous thing I've seen in ages. The selfie stick. But I was talking Frankie Benny's the other day, or the other week. There were a birthday party going off, and there must have been about three of these little girls with selfie sticks at the table, like with all the friends, and you kind of think, fucking hell, like, why? And then you kind of think, well, it's a selfie stick. I mean, that's why. So you don't have to do it just so you don't see your arm in a selfie. So you can just sit your arm down, poke your selfie stick up, all that just to avoid you getting your arm and show that end of the day, people are going to know that you're taking a selfie. You still look like you're taking a selfie. You just can't see your
Yeah,
arm in it. It just means you can put it in different positions that you wouldn't be able. But it sells, and it sells because people are generally quite. I
stupid.
don't want to say. I wanted to say stupid, and I didn't want to offend anybody, but
Let's be honest though, people can price that at whatever they want. Like, say,
it sells.
probably about 10, 15 quid. And it only does one thing for
Exactly.
£10. I don't see the point in it. I tend to only like products that do multiple things. Like, pay money for something that has more than just one use.
Well, currently looking at selfie sticks now just to get an average on price, and they are 20 quid for selfie stick
For a
on
long bit of
average.
polar plastic.
A little telescope, the telescopic. I'll give them that. The telescopic. and they've got a little button that when you press, it presses something on your camera. It presses the side button on your camera to take the photo. Oh, that I'm looking at is actually somehow electronically powered. It needs charging or something. I don't understand how this one works. That I'm looking at, but it's catch your best selfies with this handy. Oh, this is a Bluetooth selfie stick. So this is one that you press the button and Bluetooth lets it, take the picture for you. Which is, I guess, for 20 quid, I can understand why. For 20 quid, I'd say I expected around that. Actually, I
The
expected them to
question
be a
I've
bit
got
more.
though is, will it require a certain app so it's functional with the Bluetooth? Because obviously you can't just connect any old thing up to the phone via Bluetooth and it does exactly what you want it to. It'll need something coded in which would
Yeah,
work.
that's true. I don't know how to answer that one. Nothing on here says that it needs an app. I imagine it possibly does need a selfie stick. Although all of the apps, the look at using the normal iPhone thing. So possibly it's just a Bluetooth signal that just says take a picture, and it
It's
takes it.
possible.
Oh,
Well, it just
oh my
depends on
god!
the chipset is. What?
Oh my god!
What?
There's one called the inner selfie stick. Um, and this guy has got a something that connects to his phone, and it's a little camera, and it's popping up his arse
Oh no, I can see that. No,
to
that's
see.
gone.
Can you see the inner selfie stick for 30 quid? Perfect tool for the more intimate selfie. Like Mum always said, it's what's on the inside that counts. Take your Instagram game to a whole new level. Give all those followers their pound of flesh. Be an instant YouTube sensation. Offer crystal clear 360 view of internal contours.
360 view. They've done a fucking good job of that then.
It's a completely move. It's like a wire that they can post in places.
I presume that's like
That's
what
me.
I had done when I had my gastroscopy.
Is that where they put it down your throat or up your ass?
Down your throat. That you're thinking of a colonoscopy.
That's it. I'm stupid, but I'm again. Consumerism has got the best of me, and I've now just ordered in a selfie stick.
Have you actually?
No, 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 I have not. However,
I
the
would be
temp
unfollowing you from. I would defriend you on Facebook and unfollow you on Twitter, so I did not see anything to do with your insides.
I would just send you the pictures. I'll just post them everywhere I could. I've seen your Twitch feeds. I'll just send them you through that or something.
Oh yeah, thanks. I'll make sure Moobot deletes them. Don't worry.
And in a selfie stick, that's the best thing I've seen in a while.
Do they have a micro version that you can shove down the end of your penis?
No, but I think if you start off with your little finger in your PP, you can stretch it so it, I mean,
How is this?
it would take
How
long
has this
to get it
conversation got to this?
all fed through. But see, this is why the selfie stick is bad because it gets talking about things like this.
I
But
think we
I
should
mean,
just move on.
I would just for the shits and gigs, I would lube up that inner selfie stick and put it up my anus just to see what the inside of me looks like because it's really. If I don't know if you guys won't see the picture, and I don't know if there's a way we can. I don't know if we want to show the picture on here, but and I don't know if we're technically allowed to
I
due to it being
don't
somebody's
think we could.
due to it being somebody's website. It's kind of thing, but if anybody's watching this, people watching this, just go on Google and type in inner selfie stick. It looks like a really good picture. Like I don't know if it's got a light on the end that lights up the inside of you as well, but it looks no, it looks crystal clear. It looks good. So I'd I'd give it a go.
This isn't a fucking advertisement for it.
It is now.
Could you
Imagine your
imagine?
Snapchat. Imagine checking somebody's Snapchat story, and it's just each picture is them just getting a little bit deeper within themselves. So
I
it
can
could
just
start
see
off
the
right at
next
your.
episode of this being welcome to We Talk Things, sponsored by the Inner Selfie Stick. Take crystal clear 1080p 360-degree photos of your anus.
No, the catch line. They've already got the catch line. Like your mum always said, it's what's on the inside that counts. So let's show people our insides, people. Get ordering those selfie sticks, inner selfie sticks. I'll order one. Yeah. If anybody wants to add me on
Test it for
Snapchat,
us as well.
Danny will stick my YouTube things underneath, possibly. And if anybody wants to add me on Snapchat, give me about a week and you'll start getting some inner selfie stories. And it'll just be, each picture will be a really nice, like, I think I'll try and do the 7-day challenge. And I don't even know if the person has 7 holes. But I'll try and, I don't know, but I'll try and.
Yeah, we have exactly 7 holes.
Exactly 7 holes. So I'll do the 7-day challenge. And each day I'll do a 5 snap story of it getting deeper and deeper within one of my cavities.
God.
One of them could be the belly button too. I mean, mine's an innie, so
No, you're not going to get
be an
very
8.
far in that unless you rip open that part.
True. But, oh,
Right.
I could. I mean, I've got a gag reflex. I'll overcome my gag reflex and I'll ram that fucker down my throat.
And if it's not on YouTube, then we'll put it on Pornhub instead.
Exactly.
Right, we should
I'm
move
gonna
on
take
from
that.
this.
Okay. Yeah. So
I
that's
feel
that.
like this
Anyway,
is kind
so
of
that said,
indecent.
people want it. I mean, I'm there to provide. I'm only providing what the consumers may want. So just let me know.
Start a Kickstarter campaign for it.
Kickstart campaign. Get Liam's in a selfie stick. Get Liam in a selfie stick.
Yeah. Wow. So the only thing we've got left to talk about on our list really is Twitch and the fact
Oh,
that I
Twitch.
have recently started streaming.
Yep.
Amazing.
Yes, he has. And I'm a moderator as well. If you like me, I'll be on there quite often.
And they'll ban you if you're being a dick.
I don't ban anybody, so you can come on and say what you like, and I'll just be there like supporting you.
Yeah, because I've been having a problem with my internet for so long. It's only been like 5 megabytes down, 1 up, if that. And it's just been a real hassle. So recently I've been able to upgrade to fiber optic because I swear they've only just installed it around this area. So now I've got a decent upload and download speed. So I've been able to do some live streaming. It's been a pretty fun experience so far.
Yeah.
It's like everyone who joins the chat is mostly friendly. I'm yet to encounter the trolls of Twitch, but I'm sure they'll
there'll be
come with
some
time.
eventually. Yeah. Yeah.
But
It's just
honestly, I enjoy streaming a lot more than making YouTube videos because I feel like there's more interaction with people in real time instead of recording this all on my own and then uploading it and waiting for it to be published and then people watch it and I'm just not there to witness it.
yeah.
So
I get what you mean. Like
yeah,
this was podcasting. Like, I mean, I don't know if you know, and like say my YouTube information will probably be underneath in this video as well. I've just like literally yesterday started uploading to YouTube on my own channel. I've had channels in the past, but I never really bothered with them. As such, I never really took them that serious. Like, really wanted to do videos like often until I got to uni, and it's like finding the time, and I've just been waiting. So I've been building up equipment and such. So now, I'm just lacking an editing software now, and then my videos will be like at the standard I want them to be. But I've got my ways of going about things anyway. But
yeah,
like stuff like this though, podcasts. Like from doing a vlog last night, I think I went through the same vlog about like must have been about 5 or 6 times. I still wasn't happy with the lasting outcome, but it was just we're getting ready for bed, and um, so but it's like talking to somebody else. It's a lot more comfortable. So I'll probably start doing more podcasts and streams because you feel like you say you get that interaction.
Exactly. We're going to be
It's
trying to
nice.
do this every single week. So, I mean, if you've watched this far, then brilliant. You know what's going on.
Yeah,
But
we've been talking
otherwise,
for God knows
there's
how
probably going to be an annotation at the start of the video saying that this is going to become a weekly thing, as long as there's news to talk about. But yeah, you should definitely subscribe to this channel, and you can go and check out our individual channels as well. I'll leave them all in the description. And you even said you were going to start streaming as well, didn't you?
yeah, streaming something that's um it's a little bit more in the future for me. Yeah, I want to try and build up a fan base on YouTube since it's where I'm quite passionate about being. But I will be doing streams in the future with friends and such. I mean, I might as well. Yeah, Danny being one of them. I've got a few friends that would play GTA groups and such, and GTA 5 groups, and I play a lot of Elder Scrolls and World of Warcraft and stuff. So, um, streams is always fun to do like that because sometimes, like things like World of Warcraft's a little bit. I don't want to say outdated because it's not. I mean, people still, but there's that many YouTube videos on it now that I wouldn't really be wanting to add another World of Warcraft YouTube video to the massively diluted thing, and you've already got YouTubers that you love that do World of Warcraft videos and such. Like I've got one that I watch, and I probably wouldn't look for others because I like them.
I feel
So I
like
don't really want to be adding.
that's the only problem I have with YouTube nowadays. Like when it was first coming about, everyone who made videos instantly got like loads of viewers, and people were enjoying their videos because it's a new thing. But now that YouTube's progressed over the 10 plus years that it has, I think
Everything's
it's been
been
10.
done now. You'll find.
Yeah, everything's been done. Everyone's found like the people they want to watch and the content that they post. And or
Yeah,
everyone who's only just been able to start doing YouTube videos are kind of like left out, and they don't get to share the same experiences as YouTubers like PewDiePie, Syndicate, all those sort of gamers and things like
yeah,
that.
exactly. I agree. Like, I mean, if you're completely happy watching who you're watching, fair enough. Like, we could even do this, and we could have even covered topics that other YouTubers haven't covered yet. I know we probably haven't, but we could have. But what's to say that the hard thing is people don't necessarily go out looking for that video, for example, like because they might know that their favorite YouTubers are going to probably cover that video in a matter of weeks. So it's kind of people like to stay where they're comfortable. But I'd like to get a. I mean, I'll just explain. I don't want to make this like a big sort of me trying to promote myself. But I'll explain like so for my channel, it's going to be big on gaming, and with my, I'm going to be doing big talks about what it's like to be at the university that I'm at and my course and such. I'll not go into it too much now. And also, like for example, I'm going to be later on tonight. Well, it's early in the morning now. I'm going to be putting up a video of me talking about my artwork and how my creative process works, and going through some of my sketchbooks and such. Uh, and I know for a fact there's a lot of good artists on YouTube. I'm just trying to kind of appeal to a little bit of everybody, but I don't necessarily believe that I'll be searched out by people. So it's people now need to really market themselves. Everything's a brand now, and it goes back to consumerism and such. And it's just figuring out how to do it.
Yeah,
Because I mean, there's good YouTubers like Danny is a good streamer and such. As talks to a lot of people on Twitch and is good at being, he's good at interacting with people and like interacting with the thing just to big him up a bit. And now he's gonna have a massive ego for a while. Uh, but people might not necessarily look it out, so it's kind of how to market it. And I think the best way to do it is to try and make as many friends as you can and do what you can with friends.
exactly. It's
So
like you either have to make friends in the YouTube community and grow together, and hope to God that you don't end up becoming rivals like KSI and Gu Daniel, because they used to make videos together all the time, and then Gu Daniel basically backstabbed him and left him. From what I've gathered, he backstabbed him and left him once he got enough subscribers and had his own fan base from leeching off KSI. So,
See, I
or
wouldn't know about this. I've not heard this one, but
right, but
carry on.
or you either hope to God that the friends that you've got in real life like care enough to share your content about and help you grow and help you gain a community on YouTube or Twitch streaming. And I mean, that's hard to come by nowadays. I mean, I'm subscribed to a guy on YouTube and um, he's had an account since 2007 and he has 173 subscribers and he's uploaded over 1,000 videos every single day since whenever he started, and he doesn't get any views on any of his videos. Where,
yeah, see,
how is that fair?
yeah,
He
no,
puts in, yeah,
it puts in, yeah, like you say, no, he puts in the effort, and people. That's one thing. I don't think people always get the credit they deserve, but then that's, I guess, to sound horrible, that's kind of life.
yeah,
But I bet he doesn't. But then again, that proves that, like, I go back to something we mentioned way before in this video, where it's people do what they love just to do what they love. So he's obviously not doing everything for the views. He's doing it because he generally enjoys doing it for people. Well, and for if he's got a small fan base, he generally enjoys putting up videos for the chance that his fan base will connect with that. So, I mean, hats off to him. And if I ever watched his videos and I liked him, I'd subscribe. And I think that's something that not everybody does. I think people watch a lot of videos sometimes, and they don't. I can't say I subscribe to every video I watch, but then again, it's very often that I watch videos out of my subscriber base, add to my subscription base. Yeah, that's it. That's all.
that's all you got to say.
I'm only here to try and get enough subscribers so I can leave this asshole.
Oh, I see. Fair enough. That's right. It's not like you can leech money off me anyway.
Yeah, I mean, I might give you my entire one, which is me. I subscribe to myself.
You'll find that I'm that subscriber actually.
Yeah. Oh, so is that two now? Because I've got like a general channel that I use to view videos, and then the channel I use to upload. So I might have two now when I go back. So I'll be ready to. I'll go into my fridge, crack open a beer because I'm going to make it big.
All right, don't get too big-headed now.
Yeah.
But I think we've basically covered
next
everything.
Time I'm thinking. Yeah. No, I think that's all on the list.
Yeah. Wow. How long has it been? Like 2 hours, maybe more?
Possibly more. I don't even want to know how long.
I'm surprised.
To be fair, we've gone through quite a big list.
I don't know. I mean, I could have gone through that in like 10 minutes.
Yeah, well, I like to talk a lot, so.
Yeah, I can tell.
Oh, I'm stealing the line.
Oh, by the way,
I'm robbing you.
I like your bed sheets.
Oh, my Avengers bed sheets.
Yeah, I could tell because I could see the Hulk on the pillow.
Oh, right. Yeah, it's my Marvel Avengers bed sheets and my Marvel poster.
And your South Park one as well.
My South Park poster. Yeah.
But anyway, yeah, I think we're going to have to leave it off now because it's been long enough and I'm sure you guys are getting bored already.
So. Yeah, no, I don't. If anybody watches this video into the entire end, fucking send me a message. I'll send you a fucking tenner because I wouldn't watch this till the end. That sounds horrible, doesn't it?
Yeah, a little bit. But oh well, what can you do? So next Wednesday, be here. I mean, if we get enough people watching us, we can make it so you can view us during the live stream as well, which would be really cool because then we can get sort of like you can give us points to talk about, and then we can
Explain your opinions.
and interact with you and be able to
Yeah.
take other people's views in as well as just our own, because obviously we're one-sided essentially. I mean, we have the same sort of views, so it'd be kind of interesting to have someone who has different views and talk about it and give different points, and then maybe we'd see a different light in the situation. But anyway, yeah, we'll leave all the links that are necessary in the description, and be here for next Wednesday if this publishes on Wednesday. And if not, it'll be Thursday, every Thursday. But we'll leave you an update on our social media, which will also be in the description. So thank you guys for watching,
The
and we'll
next
see
one
you next
probably
week.
won't be as long as this either. Yeah, I'm just gonna say next one probably won't be as long as this.
Yeah, I don't see many other topics being in next week.
It's just this one we wanted to get loaded out. But yeah, anyway, as we were saying, see you guys later.
Next Thursday, be here.
Subscribe to this guy.
And this guy, if that's even in the right position.
Yeah, we don't even know which way. We can't see it. But yeah, anyway, peace.
See you later.